In this lesson, I'm going to talk about absolute path versus relative path. The absolute path is the exact path you take to get to somewhere. In the previous lesson, I explained to you that if we want to get to bin, if I want to know the exact path to get to bin, I'm going to start from here, from the root. And from the root, I'm going to move to USR. And from USR, I'm going to move to bin. That's exactly how I get to bin. So the absolute path is slash, which is this one over here, number 1. And then USR slash bin. That is the absolute path. So if I wanted to change my directory to that location, I would do cd for change directory slash USR slash bin. Now, next question. Let's say I am already at this location over here. I'm here at USR. For me to get to bin, I could just say, since I am already here, I will just cd to bin, because bin is already here. Or I could come back up here to root and come back to USR, then go to bin. That's a very long method. So if something is next to you, you see it right next to you, you can just get into it. For example, let's say we come to your house and this is your house. I walk, this is the walkway to your house. I get into your house by the door. Then I get into, we have a bedroom here. We have the living room here. And we have the kitchen here. If I want to get to your kitchen, I'm going to come through your door. From your door, I'm going to walk to the kitchen. If your kitchen is right next to your living room and you are already in your kitchen, you don't need to go back outside to the door outside. You don't need to go outside over here at the door and then walk again before you come to the living room. Just switch to the living room because you're right next to the living room. And that is called the relative path. If it's next to you and you can just go there, you use the relative path. The absolute path, you can get to anywhere 100% of the time with the absolute path. But the relative path is just the path that is relative to you. I'm going to take you straight into my terminal and I am going to show you something. I'm going to do ls and I can see right next to me there is bin. And I can see cd-rom, etc. These are all directories next to me. What's my present work directory? pwd. I'm on the root. So if I want to get to bin, the absolute path will be cd, root, then bin. That's the absolute path. Now I'm in bin. Now I want to go back one step upward. Right, cd, you give space, dot, dot. That will take you back to the root directory. I am no longer in bin. I am in the root directory. Now I'm in the root directory. When I hit an ls, I can clearly see we have a bin here. Now I don't need to do a cd, go to root, then bin. Since I can see bin right next to me when I did the ls, I can just say cd, then bin. That's the relative path. When I hit enter, it works. I'm now on the root bin. It's right next to me. I can see that. So I'll go back to my home directory by just hitting cd. And when you hit enter, it takes you straight to your home directory. And you can always know that by this squiggly or the tilde sign, it's the second key on your keyboard below the escape button. You'll see it right down. I'm going to go ahead and I'll do an ls in this directory. I can see that I have desktop, documents, downloads. So if I want to get to desktop, I would just say cd, then desktop. Remember, Linux is case sensitive. I hit enter and I am inside my desktop. If I want to see my present location, I will do a present work directory, pwd, and I hit enter. It gives me the absolute path. Under the root of this computer, if you look over here, I'm going to get my pen. Under the root of this computer, right over here, there is a place called home. And under home, there is a home directory called stb. And under stb, there is a desktop. It literally gives you the absolute path from root to home to SDebit to desktop. So if I had done a cd to this location /home /SDebit /desktop, it would have taken me to the same location. But since I was right next to the desktop, I just used the relative path to get there. Let me hit cd again one more time to get to my home directory. Cd. I'm going to clear my screen, CLEAR to clear. If I do a pwd, I'm under /home /SDebit. Now I'm going to do an ls one more time. It would list all the content of the directory where I am. I see I am, because I'm under SDebit. Under SDebit, you see desktop, you see documents, you see downloads, you see music, you see pictures, and all this stuff. Since I am home SDebit, that's my location /home /SDebit. Since I'm already there, and I can see clearly from this command called ls that lists all the contents of a directory that I'm at this location. All I have to do now, since I am here, I could do two things. To get to the desktop or documents, I could literally give the full path, because I know desktop is under SDebit. I know that for sure because I just did an ls and I'm in SDebit. So I can say cd /home /SDebit /desktop, and that will put me into the desktop. But I don't have to do that and type all of that long stuff, because right now I did ls again, which lists the content of a directory. It says right where you are, there is desktop, there is documents, there is download. Why do I have to go through the trouble of putting the entire long path? So I would just say cd, and then I say desktop, because it's right next to me. In fact, I can hit the tab key, tab tab key, to automatically complete it. Tab, it completes, and then I hit enter. I'm now in desktop. If I do a pwd, it will tell me that I'm under home SDebit desktop. Anyway, the absolute path is the exact path that you would use to go to anywhere. It will work 100% of the time. The relative path is the path relative to your location. Where are you? If you're in your living room and right next to your living room is your kitchen, you can just go to your kitchen. You don't need to go out of the house, go through the front door, walk through the corridor before you get to the kitchen. Thank you so much, and see you in the next lessons where we begin to work with command lines.